And he's putting pressure. It enables him to attack with chokes. Oh, he got.
So today we're going to look at how Jon Jones finished his guillotines inside the UFC. So he's got 3 finishes, one on Garn, which is his most recent one, and then he's got one on Lyoto, which is probably his most famous one, where he literally KOs him. Oh, sorry, not KOs him. He literally kills him. And then we got the third one then against a less known one, but a really nice setup is against Ryan Bader in like 2011. Yeah, 3 really nice guillotines, and today we'll have a look at how Jon Jones finishes them. It's because you got long arms, you idiot. So, for my partner Jod, shout out to her Rundle Performance, big help getting S&C, so we go after this, get them gains. The first one we're going to look at is the Cyril Gane, his arm-in guillotine finish. Personally, I don't really like the arm-in guillotine finish, and it's quite a big, like, there's loads of different ways you can finish it. People talk about getting like the high risk position and using that to push up, or they talk about literally just like cranking the neck. I'm not a huge fan of it, but the way Jon Jones finishes it is really nice. So he's using the fence to stop you like moving backwards. But again, so the advantages of an arm in guillotine is it's a lot easier to lock up because you don't have to worry about like getting your hand placement with like the high elbow or like the Guillotine style method, which I have covered somewhere on my shorts. Have a little look. And then with the arm in, you can literally just like wrap, and especially when people take you down, you're coming over the top, you can wrap them in, and then you can look to jump for the back of the guillotine. 9 times out of 10 you see that they're not finishing them, and there's a couple of reasons why. So the most famous guillotine, the arm in guillotine, was like Dustin versus Khabib, where he's cranking on it, but if you notice, Dustin's arm is too far through, so that's one of the first points. So Jon Jones finished it by a partner being on the floor, so if you just sit down there, Jod. Nice. So he was here against his partner, throwing strikes, etc. And then he wraps the neck. So as he's got the neck wrapped, he's got the chin strap. He's not pushing his arm all the way through, so his hand isn't in the armpit. It's just at the chin. And then once he looks to finish, he's looking to just take it through just slightly. Chin strap, and he turns it through. So notice how his head comes and turns it through. Again, now I'm kind of blocking both sides. The second arm then, so over here, is going to be looked to pushed in. So they're using the second arm now. He's going to come drive in. And then again, to finish this now, he's going to look to like kind of check the time. So he's looking as if he's like watching the time. John Kavanagh, his like explanation to be attached in the description below. He talks about how when you're finishing it, you want to look to see if you can check the time.
Go a little bit past his chin. So this part of my hand here is underneath the neck here. Okay? I'm going to make sure I have a nice pinch with my elbow. And then to finish, I'm going to check the time.
So as you're there, so you're going to look to check the time, and then you're going to look to keep your shoulder rolled forward. You don't want to arch out, because the more you straighten it, obviously the easier the head is to start slipping out. So as I'm there, so I'm going to roll my arm forwards, I keep it tight, and then to finish, I'm just going to look to take my elbow to my body. So as I'm there, I've looked to wrap over, got the chin strap, I come through, and then notice how his head is turned slightly there. I'm going to look to reinforce his arm. I'm going to look to check the time, so I'm pulling in. Put chin in the middle of his back. And the idea is to create like a 90-degree bend in the neck. So as I'm here, and you get the tap. And that's how we finished him.
Wound up on top here. But let's see the choke. He's under the chin. Oh, he's under the chin.
He got his hands
under the chin.
Oh, that's a lot of
Oh, that's tight. Oh, that's tight.
That's actually much tighter than.
So for the next guillotine attack is Jon Jones' most famous one against Lyoto Machida. So seen the video here. Absolutely brutal finish. One of my favorite like finishes of all times from Jon Jones. Is absolutely insane. So how he does it. So he starts off by knocking him down. He builds back up and he's wrapped the neck. So as you got your partner, so I'll take Jordan off the cage a sec, just show you. So as he's built back up, he's wrapping the neck, and now he's getting this high risk position. So because Jon Jones, I did make a joke about it earlier, how his long arms does like basically get his guillotine, but it does help a lot with doing the guillotine. So if you're here and you've got the guillotine, and you can like me as well, I got pretty long arms, I can get my knuckles over his like shoulder line with my head on this side. But if people have shorter arms, then they usually got to take their head over to the other side, so the elbow comes through further, and then the knuckles will come over to the shoulder line. We talk about this being the high risk position. So first things first, I want to get a high risk position, and especially with a no arm in guillotine, you got both sides of the carotid chopped off, and again, it's going to be super tight, and it's disgusting. And especially like he uses the fence to stop them like hipping away, so that's even worse. So just explaining first. So I've wrapped the neck. I'm going to look to get the high wrist position, and then I'm going to use my hand as like literally make a fist with my strangle arm. The second arm comes in, and then I'm keeping my chin in the back, so I don't want to like really arch out because then the head might slip out. So he keeps his chin in the back. He walks in and he thinks about like pressing his hand into the neck. So there, I'm pressing the hand into the neck, and you get a tap. So again, against the cage now, he's like, he got nowhere to move, so I can use that as a block, and again, creating that 90-degree bend in the neck, a bit even more, again, way worse. So again, I've like come to the cage, wrapped over the neck. I get like that. If I can't get my hand through far enough, I can use my center line shift, but Jon doesn't because he's got long arms. And then I'm going to use that exact same thing as we just talked about, the Guillotine style method. And then when I'm here, this time I'm going to keep my chin in his back, but I'm going to walk into the cage. And then again, I can look to apply the pressure, and then he gets the tap.
Under a minute now.
Yeah, he's working to try that. He's trying to slide his right arm all the way through, and he's going to try to connect it to his bicep. And that's one of the things about having such a long reach. It enables, oh, he's going for a guillotine. It enables him to attack with chokes. Oh, he got it! It's all over!
His final finish against Ryan Bader, he's attacking the darts first, which is a really nice option. So he's gone arm through here onto the neck. And I will do a darts instructional soon. I got a couple of nice pointers on that. But anyway, just for now, we're going to go arm through, and he's trying to attack the darts. But Bader does a good job of sticking his elbow back to his body. So when he sticks his back to his body though, it allows him then to feed the arm back through to assist the guillotine. So he's here, he's trying to attack this, and he can't quite get the guillotine, so the darts, so he can't quite get the darts. And now he's going to look to, he retracts his elbow back to the body, so instead now he uses this hand to come through and grab onto the neck, and it's the same style of method. He goes high elbow first to try to get the finish, and then Bader starts going back to the mat. He readjusts to like the Guillotine style method again. So he's going like fist in, blocking both sides of the carotid, and again he keeps his chin in his back. He's not extending away, and then he looks to get the finish. So one more time. So as he's there, he's shot through for the darts, and then now he's like, you can feel him pulling this back, and again this makes it really weak because for the darts choke you want to try and close this gap down as well. So you've got lots of pressure on this side, but you also want to get the shoulder to touch the neck to create the pressure on both sides. Just a little tangent, if you got one side of the carotid artery chopped off a lot, you only need a little bit of pressure on the other side, hence why we push the shoulder into the neck. So as I'm there, so I've gone through, tried to attack the darts, he's gone arm back to the body, so now he's fishing through for the guillotine. He goes high elbow, readjusts to like a Guillotine, so he's got the fist again, and then again he's retracting his elbow back to his body and using that to finish. Yeah, and that's how Jon Jones finished his guillotines.